Hello Philippines and hello STEM1202. I'm Angela Adis and this is EAPP, eksklusibo at aktibong pagbabalita para sa inyo. Bringing you the hottest and latest news for today, October 25, 2022. From the eye of the news and startup, let's hear Joelyn, Miss Manos, and Prancasio Pude on the report about academic language. Joelyn and Prancasio, how is the situation there?
Good afternoon, EAWP News. I am Joel Miss Manos and I'm here to report the nature and characteristic of an academic text. Academic texts provide information that contains ideas and concepts that's related to a particular discipline. One example of academic text is report, which contains its content and information. Structure is used by academic text that consists three parts, which is introduction, body, and conclusion. And the other parts of academic texts are tone, language, citation, complexity, evidence-based on arguments, and thesis-driven. And now, let's hear from my partner Prancasio for the continuation of the information we've got. Thank you.
The 10 features of academic texts are: first, complex. Written language has no longer words. Second, formal. Third, precise. Facts are given accurately and precisely. Fourth, objective. Has fewer words that emphasize on the information. Fifth, explicit. Sixth, accurate. 7. Heading. The strength of the claim you are making. 8. Responsible. 9. Organized. And lastly, 10. Plan. And for academic language includes language used in textbooks, in classroom, on tests, and each discipline. Social language is a set of vocabulary that allow us to communicate with others in the context of regular daily conversation. That's all. Back to you, Angelo.
Thank you very much, Joelyn and Prancasio. And now for the text structure report. Duran Sigunyal, are you there?
Yes, Jello. So text structure refers to the way authors organize information in text. In fact, it has different types. First is the narrative, in which the authors narrates an events or stories with character, plot, settings, conflict, and point of view. Second is the chronological process or sequence, in which the authors organize in order in which it happens. It uses signal words such as first, second, third, and finally. Third is the cause and effect, in which the authors provide explanations or reasons for a particular phenomena. It uses signal words such as a result and reason why. Fourth is the problem and solution, in which the authors identify problems and provide solutions. It uses signal words such as if, then, the puzzle is solved, and problem is. Fifth is the compare and contrast, in which the authors present two ideas showing how they are similar and how they are alike. It uses signal words such as nevertheless, in comparison to, or compared to. And lastly, descriptive or description, in which the author describes a events or story by listing characteristics, examples, and features. Back to you, Jello.
Gary Bacalso, we heard that you know the techniques in summarizing. Can we hear some of the details you got?
Thank you, Jello. We all know that summarizing is how we conclude larger text to its essentials. There are 4 basic rules and 5 techniques in summarizing. The 4 basic rules only helps you how you construct a summarized text well, and the 5 techniques are the somebody wanted but so, the SAAC method, the 5 W's and 1 H, the first and finally, and lastly, the give me the list. That's all I can say for now, and back to you, Jello.
There's still a lot of hot news that we will share. Just sit back, relax, and don't turn your TVs off, because we will be right back. You are watching EAPP. For thesis statement and outline report, Alex Atienza, please.
It's right. The thesis statement is the controlling idea that you will develop in your paper that can usually be found at the end of an introduction. It has 3 elements, and these are the topic, argument or the claim, and the evidence. On the other hand, outline is designed to follow when writing a structure, a discourse, or an article. It arranges a material in a logical way into main ideas that are written after a Roman numeral, then the supporting ideas that are noted by letters, and supporting details that are indicated by Arabic numerals. Back to studio, Angelo.
Katrina Sale, how's the objective assessment report out there?
Opinions are your own views of certain issues and concerns. There are words that you can use expressing your own opinions. I think, I feel, I would say are the some example of the words or phrases that you can use expressing your own opinions. And also, you must look for information that will add credibility and the validity of your opinions. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Katrina. Wow, this is a lot. A process and literary criticism report. Let's hear from Teresa Valiente and Sandra Atienza.
Yes, Jello. Critic paper is a genre of academic text. It briefly and critically summarizes and evaluates a work or concept. It is used to carefully analyze a variety of works. Critical approaches, sometimes called lenses, are the different perspectives we can consider in analyzing or interpreting a text. There are 7 types of critical approaches. Formalist criticism, which regards literature as a unique form of human knowledge that needs to be examined on its own terms. Gender criticism examines how sexual identities influences the creation and reception of literary works. There are 2 approaches of gender criticism, masculinist and feminist. Masculinist is an ideology of masculinity and opposed to or opposed by feminism. Feminist is a social theory or political movement arguing that legal and social restrictions for women should be removed in order to bring gender equalities for both sexes. Historical criticism seeks to understand a literature by investigating social, cultural, and intellectual context that produced it, while reader response criticism takes a fundamental tenet that literature exists as a transaction between physical text and mind of a reader. Sandra?
Yes, Teresa, there is a criticism that is the act of closely examining and judging the media. From the word itself, it is media criticism. While on the other hand, we have Marxist criticism that focuses on the economic and political elements of the art and often emphasizes the ideological content of literature. And lastly, to complete all the criticisms, we have a structuralism that has the belief that things cannot be understood in isolation. They have to be seen in the context of larger structures which contain them. Back to studio.
This has been the topic everywhere most of the time. So what really is a reaction paper? Marshall Hernandez?
Yes, Jello. I was really supposed to tell you about reaction paper. Reaction paper is a form of writing in which the writers express ideas and opinions about what has been read or seen. It is evaluated due to the writer's communication skills, and it comprises introduction, body, and conclusion. In introduction, we include the information about the author and the main topic, and in the body, we focus on the problem and your own opinion. In conclusion, we can back to your statement with the sources if needed and make the conclusion whether you support the author or not. Back to the studio.
There's also this thing that is circulating everywhere, called elucidating a concept. Marshall, is there a chance that you've heard any information about it?
Yes, Jello. I will also tell you about elucidating a concept by definition, explication, and clarification. A concept is an abstract idea or a general notion. It can mean a plan or an intention. And lastly, it is an ideal or general picture of a group or class of objects by combining other aspects in philosophy. And there is J.R. Pude for continuation.
For the continuation, we have formal definition, include term, class, distinguishing, characteristic. Informal definition, wherein the reader use non-word or example to explain an unknown term. And lastly, the extended definition. That is an explanation or definition, a word, things, or concept. That's all. Back to you, Angelo.
That's all of the hottest and latest news for today. Thank you for your academic listening. Again, I am Angelo Adis. Until next time in EAPP. Happy weekdays, everyone.